There is a weakness in every poet, though I don't consider myself a poet. I think I write poems, but I'm not a poet. The same way I say I paint, but I'm not a painter. I'm architect and I know, and I claim to be an architect. So, not that I was ashamed or worried about my feelings be all in the open and that kind of vulnerability. No, one is proud what one has composed, so one wants to share. And it's always a poet is looking for somebody to bore them with their poems. So it wasn't like that. But I never had the thought that I would print a book. I used to say, if somebody said, "Oh, you write, do you keep these poems? Are they somewhere or they are just in your heart?" So I said, I have a whole archives of my poems that are in stash. So are you going to then publish a book? I said, I'll leave that embarrassment to my daughter. I don't want to print them. But then Rahat Saeed, who has designed this book, was very keen. Another friend, Asim Akhtar, who had seen a book by another architect from India, who was also a poet, and he had made a handmade book with handmade paper and with leather parchment and everything, and he showed me that book. And he said, we could write, because we loved your poems and you have your paintings, and, why don't we do this? So it was in those two people who urged me, and Rahat Said particularly, that I get this published. So it is that accident that happened. I didn't want to do it myself. Not that I didn't think that they were important. Yes, they were important. I didn't think I was that important to have a book printed in that sort of a way. And as I said, I don't consider myself a poet amongst poets. But I do random rhyming. Initial name of these books, the both. And mind you, this is an unending book. It starts from Urdu in the right to left and from English left to right, and they meet in the middle. So there is no end to the book, And this, again, it came because we wanted to do both the things together and not make two books separately. And that was also part of the design.